Still says just.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of Garbage Time. Today with me, I have Chris and Broccoli Rob. Mr. Rob, what's going on, boys?
What's going on, fellas?
What's happening?
Rob, I just want to point out that I know you were absolutely breaking it down behind your no camera. I know you were vibing to that opening soundtrack that we got going on now.
Yes, actually, I actually was.
Yeah, he was just throwing it down. He was shaking.
Oh my god, you should have seen it. Hey, I was just throwing. I actually punched the screen on my right side. I actually was just like, throwing haymakers and clapped.
That's why he doesn't have a camera tonight.
That's exactly why.
He just broke it during the opening.
The best part is he told me the real story, and it's super sad.
Yeah, I got up early in the morning, and I was going to the restroom in the middle of the night, so I did not get up early in the morning. Anyways, I stepped on the USB and bent it because I had it unplugged.
Oh, really? That's really what happened?
Yeah, it hurt. It hurt too. It's like stepping on a Lego, but I was like,
checked a piece of metal.
Yeah, it's not great. I was less than enthused, boys.
I mean, I would be too. Now you get no camera, we can't see that.
But that's all right because now I'm hippie soggy. So
hey, clown Zack. Remember, it's clown Zack.
All right. I'm clowning. Soggy.
I like hippie soggy.
Hippie soggy is definitely your new rap name.
Soggy.
I don't know about that. I don't like that.
No, his rap name is Lil Sog.
Lil Sogs.
I like that.
Yeah.
Mine's just Rob. I need to fire my manager. He did not think about branding.
Your rap name is Robert.
It's Robert.
Robert. Gang. Robert.
Gang. Robert.
Guys, we have a great show for you tonight. Obviously, we're all in prime form. We are going to be talking about the Super Bowl tonight. Obviously,
It is our favorite types of Super Bowls. I like ones that hold a lot of soup. I like ones that hold a lot of salad.
That's a serving bowl, not a Super Bowl.
No. It depends how you approach it.
Killing it. So, how would you approach it? It has to be a super.
Yes,
bowl.
for me, the bowl has to hold more than one. What I guess would be like an FDA approved amount of food, honestly, more than one serving. Then it is a Super Bowl.
When I think of a Super Bowl,
does the FDA approve food?
When I think of a Super Bowl, other than the actual Super Bowl, I think of the Super Toilet from Fairly Odd Parents. But that's just
yes. Do you remember Super Bike?
Yes,
I
do.
Yes,
Super Bike.
Yes,
I just want the Bubble Bowl. I don't think
yes, still the greatest episode of all time. Very underrated. Yeah, which is weird because of all the times that they've done SpongeBob reruns, I dare say the Bubble Bowl was rarely played. I think it's because they knew that's what the people wanted, so they played it sparingly, increasing views. Like, I'm gonna tune into SpongeBob today. Is it Bubble Bowl? No, god damn it!
Is it Bubble Bowl day?
But they've already got
it on your goddamn calendars. What's up, Phil?
Obviously, we're all in prime form. Like I said before, we're going to talk about the Super Bowl, not a Super Bowl. The one, the only Super Bowl in the NFL. Thank you, Rob. We have the Bengals and the Rams as our matchup set for Sunday. A matchup I think not a lot of people would have had written down come Sunday, but it's happening. It's here. It's in LA, so that's exactly what the Rams wanted. But
So I mean, hey, listen, the Packers got what they wanted too, and they got rolled. They got embarrassed.
They embarrassed themselves. They didn't.
Listen,
they embarrassed themselves. The special teams embarrassed themselves.
The entire team. Somebody asked me the other day, and I don't mean to derail from the Super Bowl topic. But,
No, that's okay. Anytime we can shit on Drew, it's fine. I'm fine with that.
Drew, I love you. I'm not trying to shit on you. Somebody
asleep,
said,
so
does
asleep.
Aaron Rodgers in any way tarnish his legacy? Does Aaron Rodgers not being able to win at home in the snow against a team in California tarnish his legacy? And the response to this person was, no, it actually cements his legacy as being unable to do anything in the playoffs and just always being garbage. So in fact, no, it solidifies the legacy. And I was like,
Woof.
Damn, Aaron.
I mean, it's true. He's 0-4 against the 49ers. Can't beat him in the playoffs. You can't do it. No matter who's in quarterback, you can't do it.
It's also the thing about Rodgers is he is at one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
Mm-hmm.
But that's regular season. When it comes to playoffs, it's not even just him. The Packers shit the fucking bed every time in the playoffs. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with them.
They've also been subject to a handful of miracle plays, like the Patriots were during the Super Bowls. But like that playoff run where the Seahawks will go to the Super Bowl against the Patriots. Well, they lose because Russell Wilson launches a Hail Mary into I recently I rewatched the play into a very well covered receiver, and it was just the ball it was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But that just kind of is the story
next year.
Yep, exactly. It's just one of those things.
They would have beat the Broncos. Trust me.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They would have beat the Panthers.
Yeah,
easily. Like easily.
To bring it back to the Super Bowl really, really quickly, I have no problem admitting when I am wrong here, but I had no faith in Matt Stafford. I thought that the Rams getting him was a terrible idea. I laughed at them, and the difference is I sit in my chair and I laugh at NFL analysts, and now he's going to the Super Bowl. So what do I know about football? The answer is nothing. The answer is a whopping nothing.
I don't know. I mean, you
know a lot about Super Bowls.
I do love a good. Okay, doesn't the Pro Bowl sound like it should be more important than a Super Bowl? Because Super's like, all right, whatever. But like Pro Bowl, like, yeah. I don't know.
And then you just find out it's two-hand touch football.
Oh my God. Was that not like the biggest disaster ever? I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding?
Cringeworthy.
Which made it so funny when I forget the defender's name, but he dives and swats the ball, and everyone looks at him like, come on, man, we're just playing two-hand touch.
I'm only here so I'll get fined.
Yeah. And then I guess certain players got arrested after. So crazy Pro Bowl.
Well, you know what I was thinking? To touch into that real quick, what's amazing is 3 weeks ago, we had a whole podcast about how Las Vegas is just a place where NFL players get arrested. What could be?
I know.
We could not have been more on point. They have the Pro Bowl there, and people just start getting arrested left and right.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. So Alvin Kamara.
Yep.
Great,
yikes.
Good job.
Name.
Good job.
Big yikes.
You heard Sean Payton retired and went, welp.
Well, it's over for me.
His face looks real punchable right now.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So guys, coming into this into this week, I think that there's a sense, and I've gathered this from talking to a handful of people, where there's a lot of jokes about how well the game's going to go and what's the score is going to be. But I think there's this sense where everyone is just kind of convinced the Rams are winning. Good job, participation trophy for the Bengals to get there. But everyone that I've talked to is like, oh yeah, let's joke about what the score is, haha. But no, honestly, the Rams are going to win. Where do you guys stand on those? That thought process. Do you think that the Rams have this easy?
Hell no. I think they lose. I think they choke again.
You think the Rams choke?
Yeah.
Okay. Chris?
So I read an article earlier today, and again, you may have a new quarterback, a new weapon, a couple new, whatever. Cooper Kupp's having the season of his life. You still have the same coach that shit his pants in the last Super Bowl. Yes, it was his first Super Bowl as a head coach. Understandable. He still shit his pants. You had one of the best offenses in the league of the last decade with the Rams, that 5 or 6 years ago, and he shit his pants against Bill Belichick.
Didn't you pick the Rams winning last week's podcast?
I did not.
You did not. I thought I was the only one who picked
What do you
Oh,
mean?
wait, I was the only one who picked the Rams.
Yeah,
I was going to say all of us have picked the Bengals.
I picked the Bengals 23-20. That was my score.
Yeah. So
38-32 Bengals.
I'm the only one who's picked the Rams. And I don't think that they have an easy win here. I just think that it's Matt Stafford's time.
Well, no, of course. I mean, I think that anyone giving them an easy win is just forgetting the fact that they are chokers. They are chokers. Just because you bring in a different quarterback doesn't change what the team is.
Well, okay, I would say that's not entirely true because what was one of the main reasons they choked? Jared Goff. Okay,
no,
well, if you take out Jared
Sean
Goff,
McVay.
I mean, yes.
Okay, that was a bad Super Bowl.
Okay, but hold on. No, I mean, yes, like your coach can choke, and that's fine. That does play a part. But your players still know how to play ball. Like he can call crappy plays. It should be on your quarterback to go into that line and now go, all right, my quarterback for some reason called a QB sneak on like 3rd and 30 and we're down by 3. I'm gonna audible to throw the ball. I think with Stafford, or I think when you take out Jared Goff, Matt Stafford can overcome bad coaching in this one instance with this team. I'm not saying in general because we watched the Detroit Lions. But let's not forget, he brought the Detroit Lions to the playoffs twice. I mean, that in itself deserves Hall of Fame status. But no, Zach, fair. I think you are in some ways still right. Sean has not proved that he can do anything successful in the Super Bowl. He's only been there once, however, in a position to make choices. But I think they've removed a big part of their problem, which was Jared Goff.
And not to mention, you've had Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald. You just got Von Miller. Like, I get the feelings. You built something so big, it's gonna implode. And
so you have no faith in them being able to.
No, I don't. Like, I get you bring Von Miller in. He has Super Bowl experience. He's won a Super Bowl, so that's good. That's a good thing, and I understand that. However, Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald. Sure. What happened last time Aaron Donald was in a Super Bowl? He got what? 2 quarterback pressures? That's it. And again, this is the Patriots offensive line we're talking about. Now they're playing the Bengals offensive line, which is pretty bad. So, I mean, we could definitely see a different outcome. However, if he plays like he did in that last Super Bowl with the same kind of mentality, like, oh, I'm going to get my sacks, like I'm going to make a difference, whatever, I don't care, then he's not going to perform and the team is not going to do as well.
Okay.
I strongly disagree.
With what?
Strongly.
Yeah, go into it. What do you mean?
I mean, one, we can start with that you think that the Rams are the same team. Rob is partly right that Jared Goff was definitely part of the issue, but it also comes in the fact this is a completely different team. Yeah, there may be a lot of the same players, but Cooper Kupp put up the most receiving yards ever. We have Aaron Donald the last couple weeks has put up more QB pressures, I think, than I don't know the stat, but he's been putting up insane amounts of pressures. He's been putting up sacks. Jalen Ramsey, Von Miller, OBJ. This team has it all. Now, do they self-implode? Maybe. But that has to be, they really have to fuck up, I think, to self-implode this time. And I think that I don't even think, I think Sean McVay has a little part, but I think it falls on Matt Stafford. And I think the difference that he brought into this team this year has changed everything the way the Rams are. And they had their slump in the middle of the season, and that's why they hardly made the playoffs, but they did, and look where they are now. They're going to the Super Bowl. And if we know anything, if we want to take anything from previous years, what is you learn from your mistakes in the NFL? You know, that game against the Patriots, the last time the Rams were in the Super Bowl, was horrific. This game is not going to be like that. Sean McVay will not let the Rams look as bad as they did last time.
I'm gonna tell you why I think that they're gonna choke right now. First game, wild card. Who do they play?
Now?
Who did they play?
Who did they play? Why am I blanking?
Arizona Cardinals.
Okay. A team that was kind of on the decline.
They
kind of.
They ran over them, absolutely, but they didn't do anything to impress me in that game. Like, I don't know, like every other team that won, besides like the Bengals and one other team that didn't really steamroll, but every other team steamrolled their opponents. Like, so that didn't impress me. The next week, they should have lost to the Bucks. They should have.
Well, no, hold on, and this is that's an interesting take, and I'm going to ask you this: you say the Rams didn't impress you, but they technically could not have done anything to impress you, because the general consensus is they're supposed to beat the Cardinals. You looked at that game, and nobody thought the Cardinals, where they were situationally, right? So the Rams were kind of at a the Rams for you in that moment. It was like, they can't impress you. They can only disappoint you, because either they win and it's exactly what you think and you move on and you're like, cool, kind of what you were supposed to do, guys. Yeet, good job. Or they lose and that's like the butt end of the joke.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, like, yeah, they ran all over them, but like for an offense that has that kind of power, I mean, I don't know. They took it to them in the first half and kind of let off. I don't know. It didn't seem like a playoff performance. It just seemed like a regular season game. No one cared. Like,
and they didn't do anything to redeem it against the Bucks.
Well, no, they did and they didn't, because I feel as though like you have a commanding lead and you give that up. Mm-hmm. I mean,
granted, it was to Tom Brady.
I understand that. I know that. I get that, but that's demoralizing. They don't take it to heart, because they go next week and they end up beating the Niners after chance that the Niners had to literally seal that game away. Right. So you have a game where it's like, whatever, wild card game. They win by 14, 15 points.
Yeah, they destroy the Cardinals.
They beat the Bucks in a very good game. However, the second half, they looked absolutely awful. And then they got stupid lucky against the 49ers that last drive. Stupid lucky.
Sure.
That should have been a pick. That was game right there. If he didn't drop that, that's game.
Sure.
However, I will give them credit for taking the opportunities that they have and capitalizing on them. They're in the Super Bowl for a reason. I understand that. However, the general consensus in my gut is telling me that they're not a Super Bowl winning team.
Okay. Can you flip that though and say, aren't the Bengals in the same situation? I mean, that game against the Chiefs was a lot of, well, the Bengals didn't really win it as much as like somewhere along the line in that second half, the Chiefs just forgot how to play football.
That's true, but you're looking at a different team.
Well, right, but why can't both teams be of the same mind and therefore it not be
because they're different teams? So look at the Rams, right? You look at the Rams with that offense, that defense, like you would expect them to be a unit. Yes, they won all 3 games. I understand that. But like for me, it's like, okay, well, they didn't play as good as they could have. So what I'm saying is like, if they don't make all those mistakes, they would have steamrolled the Bucks. If they don't make all those mistakes, they would have steamrolled the Niners. But like, they're playing down to their opponents. They are such what I'm saying is they're a really good team, but they're not playing up to their potential right now. I guess
so I want to ask you, it super does. So just for clarification for like people watching, or at least just for listeners, what do you think is, you keep saying their potential, what would they have to put up? So let's say they're playing the Niners, right? Like tomorrow, right? What score do they have to put up where you go, that is what I expect from them? That's what I think they have to do.
It's not a score. It's watching them move the ball down the field.
Yeah.
That offense can be so efficient.
So you think they need a rusher who cracks $150? All the receivers like all of them have to look like a unit. There can't be a single.
It's not.
No, I know. I'm like backing this up. There can never be a moment where you go, wow, that was a bad play, or that didn't look right. Like that team is so well stacked, it should be cohesive everywhere.
Correct. Okay. So you have all these players, and that's the thing. It's the age-old thing: superstars versus team mentality. You have a bunch of superstars. Usually the team wins.
Right.
Cincinnati is all around a better unit.
You think so?
See, no,
I think they're more cohesive than the Rams
are they a better team? And I think, Chris,
sorry,
you're about to dive into
by
this.
unit, I mean like they're more cohesive, they're more team oriented.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay,
but
I always have the mentality that teams win football, not players. Teams.
Yeah, that's true. That may be true, but if Rob brought up a great point. If we go back and look at the Bengals aren't a Super Bowl team. I mean, who would have thought at week 16, who would have said, yep, Bengals are going to the Super Bowl? Nobody. I
Based
mean,
on how they were playing?
There maybe were a handful of people, but Cincinnati of all teams? No way. And Joe Burrow alone?
I feel the clutch gene on them. I just feel it.
I think.
Okay, so a gut and what you've been describing is different, though. Like, we have to flip the script, and you said that, the Rams just aren't a Super Bowl team, and the Bengals aren't a Super Bowl team.
I feel as though they are not a Super Bowl winning team.
100%.
They deserve to be in the Super Bowl. However, my gut is telling me they're not going to win the Super Bowl. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. This is an interesting point and I think this will be more towards Zach's favor, though I'm trying to remain impartial here for the most part. But in favor of that team mentality, the headline coming out of Cincinnati is, look how great, like, that kicker, like, you know how much of a baller he is? Look how funny and goofy and, like, what a great headline it is that he walked up to the quarterback and he's like, I got you, dog. I'm going to kick this. Like, we're going. And that rallies everyone around you. That's a good team headline to have in. That puts you in that, like, yeah, we're a squad. Look how our kicker walked onto the field in two situations and brought us dubs. That's a great, we're a team mentality headline.
I mean, I can't stress this enough. I am not comparing the two teams.
No, not at all.
No. This is different. This is something different. It's not the Rams. I'm not comparing them. I'm just saying how it feels. Doesn't this feel like an 0-1 Patriots vibe to you? With Vinatieri?
It does.
I'm just saying, like, I
think on paper that Rams offense, which was, I mean,
saying.
if there was ever a unit to describe an offense, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt, Marshall Faulk, Kurt Warner. I mean, that is that's 4 Hall of Famers on one team. Like, that's a vaunted offense.
In a grocery bagger.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My worry,
love you, Kurt,
for the Bengals is that, let's say, Chris, that you're right Zach, you're right, where the Rams are walking into this, but maybe I'm worried that they've considered, hey guys, we've been here before and we messed up. For one game, but like, guys, egos aside, we're a unit. Lock it down. And if that happens, that's when you see Jalen Ramsey shut out Jamar Chase.
Well, that's the thing.
That's when you see Von Miller and Aaron Donald choke Mixon from the line.
That's the thing, though.
My
whole thought is they're not going to be able to do that. There's too many egos in that locker room for them.
So you think at the first sign of trouble, the crack will be much more disparaging than like when Patriots and Atlanta's were playing and they're down 28-3 and Tom and Edelman are on the sideline like, let's go, boys, let's get it.
It's not over. It's not over.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Every little thing builds up. I mean, obviously, again, if the defense hadn't given up that long pass to Cooper Kupp, the Bucs are winning that game. Momentum is on their side.
It's the same thing with the Niners. If they don't let Cooper Kupp
momentum is on
touchdown.
The Niners side. They had the dropped pick. They were playing good defense, but the Rams did find a way to win. And like I said, I will give them credit. I think they're a great team. However, I don't see that clutch gene. I see wins that they were handed.
Okay, yeah. Interesting. Okay, that's really interesting. I'm, like everyone, wildly curious about how this is going to go.
And again, yes, you can look at Cincinnati. You can flip the script. You can look at it. The Raiders, not a great team. Still a playoff team, right? Still a playoff team. You're looking at a franchise that hadn't won a playoff game in 31 years. Do you know how heavy that stigma is to have on your shoulder? Do you know how heavy that weight is? Once you get that kind of weight off, look what they did come the next game.
Yeah, once you're riding that momentum of, guys, like, we're not even supposed to be here. Let's make it count.
They made Derrick Henry non-existent.
That's true. Well, that one was interesting to me, where I don't think Derrick was back to 100%. Not that this disproves your point in any way. I just don't think he was at 100% when.
Right, and I understand that, but even at 80%, like you can utilize Derrick Henry and you have Julio Jones and AJ Brown, and you didn't use them. Like, not that the Bengals defense is amazing, but they're playing like a unit. And that's my point. Like, they played very well as a unit against the Titans. They played very well as a unit against the Raiders. They played excellent defensive football in the second half of that Kansas City Chiefs game. So
I went back and watched the footage on that because I was really curious as to what it was, and I think it was like 80%. The Bengals kind of locked it down. But, and I think this is to your credit about crack showing, you could just tell by that like last few drives, the Chiefs were just gassed and nobody was like, nobody was running.
And that's the thing. And we can talk about this a little bit, but I want to go back to the point after. Patrick Mahomes was running around outside the pocket for 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Throw the ball away. Throw it away. Yeah. Taking the sacks. I mean, think about it like this. The game would have ended earlier if Joe Tooney doesn't fall in that fumble.
Yeah, I mean, that's super true.
Outcome is still the same. Joe Tooney falls in that fumble. They still get chances. They tie the game up, whatever, go to OT. They don't come up with any points because he throws that pick. So, it's watching momentum swings. It's always
fascinating.
It is. It's awesome. It's just a feeling. You feel the game change. I have that feeling that the Bengals are going to find a way to win this game. 23-20. I'm not saying the Bengals are going to shock everyone and blow them out. I'm literally saying it's going to be a fight, a dog fight. I think the Rams are going to win the battle early. The Bengals are going to make a comeback and they're going to win with a field goal. That's what my gut's telling me. So that's my prediction.
This is giving me real, and you guys might laugh at this, but I promise there is a parallel here. This is giving me real Suns-Bucks finals vibe, where it was like two teams going into it where the Suns had really bought that, like, when I say bought, like they brought in Chris Paul and I think a couple of other assets. And Milwaukee was just like, well, we have Giannis and we're going to surround him. And that was one of those games where it came down to the fact that cracks started showing for one team, egos took over, the Suns start to panic a little. And even if they weren't like angry, you could you could tell that those guys started trying to do what's the one thing you can't do in basketball, which is, all right, if I got 4 guys on the court with me, it's me versus 5. And everyone on the Suns took that mentality. That's a problem. Whereas Giannis was like, nope, we're gonna stay team heavy guys. So that's really interesting to me. I see a lot there. Obviously, go back.
Yeah, and I mean basketball is definitely tough because it's not
an incredulously demanding team sport.
Correct.
But when 5 players try to do it. Yeah, where if 5 players try to do the same thing in football, like if the Rams start to crack, and that's when Jalen decides, I'm going to do all the coverage, or he starts barking at other guys for not doing coverage.
Exactly.
Right?
You've seen
and all
that
of a sudden,
so many
like
times
everyone
before.
is just like barking and snapping and yelling at each other, and it's just bad.
Mm-hmm. And because he has a short fuse, especially against an explosive wide receiver like Jamar Chase. If he doesn't get the help or over the top or whatever, he's gonna lose his shit. He's gonna lose his mind. He can't help it. It's his nature.
But don't you think that's why they brought Von? And this is to play devil's advocate, Chris. I think you're going to agree with me here. That team the Rams recognized when the Patriots lost that we got bad. Like, we went into it bad. So let's bring in Von Miller, veteran presence, who will then go over to these guys and be like, guys, shut it down. We're a team. Rally back.
I think Von Miller. Go ahead, Zach.
No, go for it.
I think the Von Miller edition was both of what we just talked about. And I think they needed that extra depth, but I think it's also to keep Jalen on his toes because Ramsey is one of the best cornerbacks out there.
Absolutely. What a
100%. But he has that attitude issue where he just says, fuck it. I'm not covering him. No one else is. Or he tries to do it all himself. He's a one-man show. So what the Rams defense needed is someone other than Aaron Donald on that defensive line. They needed that linebacker. They needed someone to come in there, an absolute veteran, and say, look, get your fucking head in the game and try to keep Jalen Ramsey in check at all times. And I think that's what the biggest addition of Von Miller was. And he's aging, he's definitely aging up there too. His injuries start to come more and more, but
sorry, guys.
Bless you.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
And I think that Von Miller is just one of those, the presence of him just being on the field
Helps.
do it for the Rams. And I think that's part of this Super Bowl. And I mean, honestly, neither of them are my team. So I'd love for the Bengals to win. Go Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
And I'd love for the Rams to win. Go Matt
I
Stafford.
love,
You know, so it's
that's the crazy part. Like Matt Stafford winning would be really cool. And I think my favorite story is Burrow and Chase being college buds. Because when you're like, anytime you are playing football on a team, right? Or whatever sport, you're like, man, like one day we're going to make it to like the game, right? We're going to be like, standing in the Hall of Fame. For these two guys to have gone there together is just such a cool story.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree, but I think that's also the Bengals have kind of locked themselves into a new age, a new era. And I mean, and now we're talking they just bumped themselves to first place in their division as well after this year, you know? So it's definitely something the Bengals I feel can start this reign now and they can start that dynasty. Whereas the Rams, I'm kind of thinking is a win now and the next few years are history. And that's the thing is I want Stafford to get we watched Stafford growing up since I don't even remember when, but he's been on the Lions.
It's like 2008 or 9. Is that when he was drafted?
I thought it was 11.
No.
It was not. I feel like it was 9. But anyway,
yeah.
I mean,
but he had the best wide receiver of all time, right? He had Megatron. Okay. Whatever. He had one of the best wide receivers of all time.
Yeah, sorry, semantics, but go ahead.
But anyways, and the Lions just can't do shit. You know, he can't get anywhere with
Jim
the Lions.
Caldwell's your coach. You can't really do much.
So this is Matt Stafford was a great quarterback, and I've always personally loved him as a quarterback. So to see him kind of shine, I think now and come out, and everyone's like, "Oh, you got Matt Stafford, you're fucked," and then he's like, "Guys, I'm a good quarterback. I was just on a shitty team." Or they just didn't have their pieces right.
Yeah, but now you have to remember that Matthew Stafford can be Matthew Stafford. When he's bad, he's bad. Like he is turnover prone to a fucking T. So
he is.
There's a lot of quarterbacks like that.
No, I understand that. But I'm talking specifically about Matthew Stafford. Like you could say the same thing about Peyton Manning. His rookie year, he threw 28 interceptions. Still the second or third best quarterback of all time.
Right. But in that case, you're talking about a man who screwed up, played real bad rookie ball, but every season after that was solid. Stafford's kind of done a little bit of A and B
correct. So that's what I'm trying to say here is like, are we going to get good Stafford? Are we going to get bad Stafford? I don't know. He's never been to the Super Bowl. You also have to think about it.
That's something definitely to take into.
What
you're about to say.
Yeah, that he's never
never been.
Yeah, we're about to agree with you. He is, but neither has the other side. So it's interesting to see how
that is true. I understand that. I'm only saying for his psyche. So like, yes, obviously he has never been to a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. And that's two different things I think we need to touch.
However, I will say this: Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow won a championship. National championship, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
They have never been to a Super Bowl. Absolutely. They know what it's like to win a championship on the big stage. They do. Does Matthew Stafford? No. So, unfortunately, I disagree because I think that they have that championship pedigree on that team. Joe Burrow, their leader, brought that LSU team to a championship, came back after an ACL tear, brought his team second year in, gonna win comeback player of the year, to a Super Bowl. So I don't know. I just I look at that. I look at a leader such as Joe Burrow. I look at the connection he has with Jamar Chase. I look at their history together, winning a national championship with LSU in 2019.
Yeah, but
it's recent. It's recency bias. That's the whole thing.
No, and that's a great point that I was just going to touch on is we have a veteran quarterback really up there. He's been playing for over 10 years. He's never been to a Super Bowl. How do the jitters compare with him compared to a guy that's only in his second year and has brought his team to the Super Bowl? who fares better there? And you almost you got to lay down your options and be like, Stafford has the experience, but he doesn't have any championship experience. He doesn't have the pair that he went to the championship with. He has years and years of losing. He hasn't even played this late in the season for how long? He's never played in February. So that all is cons for him. But then again, he's seen football, the NFL Super Bowl football for, 12 years, 11 years, whatever. And he's at the point where that's a pro for him. But then Joe Burrow comes in and he has age on his side. He has a skill set on his side. He has Jamar Chase on his side, and he has championship experience. So it comes down to those little things, because who fares better in the Super Bowl? And I think it is Joe Burrow.
And not only that, you have this additional, like, I don't even know. They're the first team to play at home at a Super Bowl in NFL history.
No.
Is it in NFL history?
Yes.
Oh my God. That's sick.
I remember this because the Vikings were in the NFC Championship, and if they won, they would have went on to play the Patriots, obviously. They would have been the first team to play in a home Super Bowl.
Okay.
Because think about it, most of them are in domes, so there's only certain opportunities for that. Obviously, with LA being a good team and the Super Bowl being in LA, they had a chance. I don't know. I don't know. It has all of the marquees of being an upset. It just does. It feels like it. You have the Bengals coming in here. No one believed in them. No one thought they were going to do anything.
Yeah, Zach, the Super Bowl was in Tampa last year, and the Bucs won.
What do you mean, Chris? I'm talking about the 2017 Super Bowl.
Right. No, but what he's saying is okay. Yeah. Got it.
Okay, so they're mostly in domes or they're in warm places. Sorry, I'll correct myself. The only time that it was ever in a weird place, I'm pretty sure it was at MetLife Stadium in 2016.
Yeah, but you said this is the first time a team will be playing in its home stadium.
Wait.
In NFL history.
Last season was the Bucs?
Yeah, they won in their home stadium. That was the first time in NFL history. Yeah, because there's a big thing going on.
Why do they keep saying that?
There's a big thing going on that people are complaining that it's happened 2 years in a row.
I'll have to look that up. I could have sworn that they had just said it would, if the Rams win, they would be the first team to win a home Super Bowl, which, yeah, they did play it. They played at Raymond James last year?
Yeah.
They did?
Yeah, they did. The game was played at Raymond James.
All right,
Florida.
So never mind.
Marking the first time a team plays a Super Bowl in its home stadium and
winning.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, that stat aside, I guess it's still the you're at home. You're at home. You're at home.
Yeah.
Like it keeps like, going in the back of your head.
Yep.
These are all my fans. I'm at home. I can't let them down. And then you just like keep going and going and going. But I mean, that stat aside, obviously it's a fun stat. For the Bucs, because apparently I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just think that, like I said, I get the feelings. The Rams are I'm going to put that on there. They're a 4-point favorite. Looking back at previous Super Bowls, the favorites are not great.
The history of being a favorite is
not great.
Ideal. Yeah.
I think the favorites have won the last 3 out of the last 14 or something like that.
That's interesting. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I quickly, before we move on to wrap up or whatever it is, I want to touch on championship experience and how that carries over. And I think that it's not as big of a factor because the game's just different. The game is just the level at which you play in college versus the NFL is just so drastically different that the best you can carry over with you is your ability to handle pressure which you can't be overlooked.
No.
But I think
there's a reason why he is called Joe Cool right now.
100%.
There's a reason.
100%. But that being said, Matt Stafford has shown under pressure he can get it done. And the list of and we're talking about only in the postseason. Turns out when you give him weapons under pressure, Matt Stafford can be that guy.
That's fair. I mean, I just I there's an unknown really with Joe Burrow, and there's a known with Matt Stafford, and 9 times out of 10 he turns into mush. I'm going with my gut. I think he turns to mush. I don't think he plays very well. He's the odds-on favorite to win Super Bowl MVP. Again, just another thing. You're adding it on top of him. His first ever Super Bowl. He's at home. He's guaranteed to win by all the analytics. He's a -4 favorite. He's plus 100 to win the Super Bowl MVP. What could go wrong, right?
What could go wrong?
Looking at all of this stuff, and everything is pointing towards him. I just don't think he could be. He could absolutely be ready for the moment. My gut's telling me he's not. That's just, you play 12 seasons in Detroit, and then you play 1 season at LA. You're in a Super Bowl. That's pretty fast. That moves pretty fast. Like eventually it's going to catch up with you. Is he the kind of guy that can overcome that kind of stress and that kind of pressure?
Well, probably. He's riding the high too. He's doing exactly what Joe Burrow is doing right now, and that's where they're very similar. They are both on highs right now. And Joe Burrow coming back, he's about to get comeback player of the year. And he's still riding the highs. Like, holy shit. This time last year, I was in a cast. I couldn't even walk, And now.
Oh, right. But I mean, that there's a difference between that and, I was on a shitty team and now I'm on a good team.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're still on a high. They're probably over the moon right now thinking of all the possibilities. And that goes into this as well. These two quarterbacks are more similar than meets the eye, and that's because they're both coming into this for the first time. They're both, they both have chemistry with wide receivers that is arguably the best in the league right now. And that's definitely something that's going to be, it falls on the defense, really. And that's something that we haven't really touched much about yet, is how important defense is going to be in this game for both teams. We briefly touched on Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, Von Miller, but the Bengals we haven't really talked about. And the Bengals need to be, at 105% on defense to stop the Rams offense altogether.
They do. They had a pretty good experience with doing it to the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. So, if they play the way that they did against the Chiefs and, the Rams offense kind of mitigates itself and is like, oh, it sputters like they did against the Bucs. That's the thing. I'm taking all of this and putting it into one game where I've seen it happen in the playoffs already. I've seen the Bengals defense step up. I've seen the Rams offense blow it in the second half. I'm just using that information that's already out there in this playoffs to say, you know what? This is the trend. It's going to happen again. Like the Rams are probably going to have a great first half. They come out. They're at home. We got this, whatever. Same thing happens again. Joe Burrow takes over. He kicks a field goal.
That's the thing, though, is you can't follow trends, especially when it comes to this Super Bowl. If we were going by trends, it would be Bucks and Chiefs in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So
I'm not talking about trends outside of the games. I'm talking about trends inside of the games.
I know. But that's what I mean.
It's all about momentum. You watch the team that has the momentum, and you watch how they're playing with the momentum. If they have the momentum and they're messing things up, the other team will come right back in and take that momentum from them. That's what it is.
And that may be true.
The Bengals Super Bowl time, are the kind of team that can steal momentum. The Rams are the kind of team that gives up momentum. It's happened the entire playoffs.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying.
No, I agree with you, but I'm just getting to the point that the Super Bowl is a game unlike any other. You can't make the mistakes that you made and got away with in the playoffs. The Super Bowl, everyone has a different game plan. Everyone took the last 20 games, 19 games, and just chucked them out the fucking window and said, let's start a whole new plan. because this is the game that matters. This is what they worked for the whole season. Nothing behind them now matters. Everything is new. And that's something where we can't rely on, the momentum thing may be true. Is it going to happen in the Super Bowl? We don't know. And that's something that happens. If the Rams could come out and not even punt the whole entire game, you know what I mean?
They could have that
that's
momentum
what I'm saying.
the whole time. If everything goes right for them, and they have the potential to steamroll the Bengals. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I understand that.
On the other hand, the Bengals defense could look like it did in the second half against the Chiefs and literally stop everything. They could keep Stafford to 15 yards like they did the Chiefs.
Well, yeah, and Stafford can't scramble like Mahomes either. So that's the thing. The Bengals have a very good pass rush. And I don't know, Stafford's meh under actual pressure. Trey Hendrickson, huge addition for the Bengals. I mean, if he gets to the quarterback, it could be a game changer. But Rob, you've gone silent. I miss you.
Nope, just letting you guys do your thing.
All right. Well, I know we've talked about Joe Burrow and Matthew Stafford for quite a while. Like Chris said, they are a lot more similar than we had thought in the first place. But you know my thoughts. You know Chris's thoughts. Rob's general thoughts, I believe. Any other matchups that you guys want to talk about briefly? I know, obviously, Jalen Ramsey and Jamar Chase is another huge one.
I'm very excited to see how Mixon handles that entire line, because I think Mixon is just good enough to because he is that scrappy, wily, ankle breaking style running back that I think can find cracks in that Rams defense.
I mean, you know what they're gonna try and do. Outside.
Oh, yeah, 100%. It's going to be a lot of sweeps, a lot
of ball
tosses,
the fuck away from Aaron Donald.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what?
That's going to be their whole game.
The Bengals have a very, very good wide receiver core to do that. You run screens, quick slants, outs, all that kind of stuff. You get the ball away, not for nothing. Yeah, Jalen Ramsey, probably the best cornerback in the league. Aaron Donald, probably the best defensive player in the league. Doesn't win it every year. Not the point. Overall skill, talent. Yeah. If you throw the ball away from them, look what happens. They lose. So you just they can come up with a game plan. They need to look at this playoffs. They need to look at the last Super Bowl, how the Rams played defense, and game plan for that, because it's feasible. What did the Patriots do? They played bully ball the entire game. They played solid defense. They didn't they threw a pick, but they played when it mattered.
Yep.
They ran the ball a fuck ton. Only touchdown scored in the game was a rushing touchdown. Sony Michel.
Who now plays for the Rams.
And they played solid defense. They played really, really good defense. So
yes.
Take a look at take a page out of that playbook there.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Taylor.
I love it.
Any other matchups you guys are looking at specifically? I kind of like Jesse Bates and these wide receivers for the Rams, especially Cooper Kupp.
Yes, I
like that matchup.
That one will be cool.
Yeah, especially if they do intend to go man a lot, it's going to be fairly tough for them. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to be able to do to stop that team. We don't know. That's the thing. If Matthew Stafford doesn't have any time to throw the ball, then they're going to be looking their chops.
I was going to say it doesn't even matter at that point.
They're going to have a ton of opportunity to stick the ball away from the Rams.
So that's what I'm wondering now. Is I wonder if Stafford will create a bigger pocket to try and keep Donald away longer, because I back up more, play more shotgun. I'm wondering if he'll stay further away from the line, because Aaron Donald.
Burrow?
Yes, you're saying that.
Yeah. I knew what he meant. That's why I was like,
Burrow. Wrong name. But yeah, I'm thinking more shotguns, more. Now, the thing is, though, Burrow can scramble. And I think that's one of the things. But their key piece is keeping Donald away from Burrow. That's going to be the Bengals offensive line's biggest piece for the whole game. And we know that Donald will find ways in. Aaron Donald's going to find ways through the cracks to get and put those QB pressures and those QB hits on. So what is Burrow's biggest option to stay away from him? And that's going to be the offensive line needs to double up, and Burrow's going to play. I think we're going to see a lot of shotgun and a lot of pushbacks. And I think that's kind of how the Bengals are going to have to play most of the game.
Well, I mean, there's no option. They have to double up on them. They don't have an offensive lineman that can take them one-on-one. There's just no way.
Oh yeah, 100%. But
I mean, that's the thing. He's an interior lineman, so it's really hard to chip him or whatever. But you have to. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If they blitz, you're fucked. You get the ball,
bro. Yeah,
that's my point. You play outside. You play outside the hashes. Yeah, you have a guy like Jalen Ramsey out there, absolute fucking monster of a football player. But Eric Weddle, sure, he led the team in tackles, but he's like 45. He was in a recliner for the last 3 years of his career.
Yeah,
and what a baller thing too, to be like on a recliner and be like, all right, babe, I'll be right back. I just gotta go win this.
I remember the quote. Quick. He was doing toe curls, bicep curls, eyelash curls.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think the Rams are a beatable team. They absolutely are. They proved it time and time again in the season. They proved it in the playoffs, even though they didn't lose a game. They're absolutely beatable. So, and again, this is my bias because I picked the Bengals, so obviously I'm leaning towards how the Bengals can beat the Rams. But I know in part the Bengals are also a very beatable team. So it's just a matter of and when everything goes right, like come Sunday, the Rams could come out and punch them in the mouth, and that's it. It's over. So,
all right.
I mean,
I'm ready to add a little fun to this.
Yeah, let's hear it.
What you got?
Best Super Bowl prop bets.
I was actually looking these up. I didn't get a chance to go through all of them.
I just pulled some up. So first one I found was shortest made field goal over under 27.5.
I am going to say under. I'm going to say under that because I think the Rams defense is going to stop the Bengals a couple times in that red zone area. And they have a really good kicker, so they trust him to actually make those kicks.
So right now, the consensus is the over, which I honestly, I don't know. Someone's going to kick a field goal over fucking 27 yards. So I would go with the over.
No. Basically, it's asking the shortest field goal distance is 27.5 yards, meaning if the shortest field goal that is in the game is over 27.5 yards, that means the over hits. If the shortest field goal in the game is under the 27.5 yards, then the under hits. That's what that means.
Oh, the short of all field goals. Oh, I looked at that differently.
So out of all the field goals that are kicked, the shortest one will it be over 27.5 or under? I think under.
Gotcha.
I think there's going to be like a 17-yard field goal. That's my guess. 17 yards. Call it right now.
Oh yeah, I'll take the under with that. Yeah. I get you. I understand now. Okay, ready? Over 2.5 players to record a pass attempt.
Over.
I hate that because OBJ. I will also say over.
Yeah.
I will say over. I think OBJ will probably throw a ball once.
I'm calling it right now. Jamar Chase, 99-yard pass to Burrow, who stiff arms Jalen Ramsey in the end zone and just lights a cigar in the end zone.
This is a prop bet right now. This is a fucking prop bet.
With the cigar, and the ref's like, bro, I can't even fuck with that. Like,
and then Ed comes out, go Tigers.
Yeah, 99-yard pass to Joe Burrow, who mosses. Straight up OBJ style New York, dive back, one hand, cigar in the mouth, catches it for the win.
Rob, if this actually happens, like I
get your house.
I don't own a house, for sure.
Yeah, your firstborn is named Broccoli Soggy, whatever the last name is. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Chris, next prop bet, please.
All right, we got the classic Gatorade color.
Orange.
I'm picking the Bengals, so I'm going to also go orange. I think Houday got the orange Gatorade on the sideline. That's what I'm guessing.
So the stat I'm looking at right now it's looking like orange, but I have 3 different numbers for it. But it looks like orange is yeah, isn't that weird?
That's weird.
Do you have the different colors?
Yeah, it has all different colors. It's the last 10 Super Bowl Gatorade colors, but then there's a number next to each one. So
the number is probably what the odds were
from those last Super Bowls.
From that
Yeah,
game,
but it doesn't have the odds for this one, which is wild.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyways, continuing on. Team to win the coin toss will defer.
I mean,
what? Yes.
Oh,
yes.
No. I think both teams are going to want to come out and just bull rush and establish themselves.
Nope, they're deferring.
Oh, I'm sorry. The Gatorade, I found it. It's not even called Gatorade. Orange liquid to be poured on the winning head coach.
Orange liquid sounds creepy.
Yeah, it does. Creepy. I don't like that.
Like, can you imagine pouring it on the coach like this? Great, and he stops and goes, "Why? Like,
what is this?
Who got fruity V8? Who went to the dollar store and got fruit pineapple V8?"
Now you know. He's like, "Why is this isotonic drink on me? Get off!
Get off!"
All right, continuing on. Now we get some fun ones. How many Super Bowl commercials will feature a dog? Over under 6.5.
Over.
Yeah,
dogs are badass.
Dogs fill always. Always.
All right. I'm taking the over with that too. What color will Snoop Dogg's shoes be during the halftime
show?
Oh, he's gonna wear some fucking crazy ass color. I'm going turquoise or teal. One of those two.
Why'd you say nut? Some nut color, and then you went turquoise?
These nuts?
No, like crazy, like nutty color.
Oh, nutty. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't
think he's gonna go like beige or like
he's literally gonna take a picture of his nuts and like color palette it and then put it on his shoes.
Oh, so right now, blue has the lead with over 220.
Blue shoes. Nah, he's not that simple.
We'll
he's going teal.
Teal was not in it.
It's teal.
All right. Will there be a wardrobe malfunction during the halftime show?
Oh fuck, I hope so.
Nah, I can't imagine.
Me? I want to see Eminem. I want to see Slim Shady.
No is the consensus right now, but over 950 for yes. So you put $1
in. You make $99.50.
Yeah.
Wowie wow. Go get a slice of pizza after this.
Shit.
Here's a good one. What will happen to the price of Bitcoin during the Super Bowl?
That's not Bitcoin, SoFi Cash or whatever it is, isn't it?
I got Bitcoin here.
It's gonna go down, probably.
So the favor is actually for it to go up.
I don't fucking care. It's going down. Fuck you.
Damn.
Yeah, suck my Slim Shady.
Yeah, that's all I got for you.
That's all you got? All right. Over under on the anthem time, I think it's like 1:32 or something.
Do you have a time?
There's no time for this year that I've seen.
So last year, my favorite thing was I actually did a little research on this, and people find out months in advance who is going to be singing, and they literally watch every single video ever done by that performer to calculate an average of the time and do this prop bet. This is one of the biggest prop bets, and it's fucking wild, the research
really
into this. It is nuts. Let me look up the time. I gotta find the time.
I have a lot of Oh, here's the national anthem right here. Oh, here it is. Over under for the national anthem is 104.5 seconds.
104.5 seconds.
Which means a minute and 45 seconds.
A minute. Okay. And that it normally takes in 2020, Demi Lovato did it for a minute and 49 seconds.
Wow. Vegas will bet on anything, huh?
What is the average time it takes?
If you make it a bet, they'll take your money. It doesn't fucking matter.
The average time it takes to sing the national anthem is 1 minute and 55 seconds. So this is saying over under 145.
It was 104.5 seconds, which is takes 60 seconds off that for a minute. That's a minute 47 Sorry, hold on.
44.
Minute 44 and a half. 44 seconds. Not
Oh,
45.
dude, I'm hitting the.
I would hit over on that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, 100% over.
Over.
Yep.
Any other prop bets that you guys have seen that you want to talk about? Exotic prop bets?
Exotic prop bets. Probably penalties, right?
Yeah. Oh, Chris, I have the Gatorade line here. Orange is a plus 184. Lime, green, yellow, whatever color.
What does that mean? Plus 184.
Meaning, so if it was minus, basically, if it was under, it means it's favored. He's saying plus as in.
Right. So like plus 184 means if you put down $100, you win $184.
No. Yes,
yes.
with plus. Yes.
If minus means you have to put down the amount there to win.
Got it.
That's the easiest way to describe.
So the order is as follows: orange, then green, yellow, whatever you guys call it, blue, clear, which is probably just water, I'm assuming. Red, pink, and then purple is the last one at plus 1100. Yes. What's this? Cross sports. Oh, okay. Here's a good one. This is before we end the show here, ladies and gentlemen. This is called a cross sports Super Bowl prop, and my mic just fell, so excuse me for that. What's gonna have more? Cooper Cup in receptions in the Super Bowl or U.S. gold medals? In the Olympics this year?
U.S. gold medals.
You think so?
Yeah.
Gold medals. Yep.
I will also go gold medals. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But that was it, I think.
Who's gonna have more throwing yards though, Jamar Chase or Joe Burrow? The answer is Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase, clearly.
Yeah, he'll be 29.
Remember, 99 yards.
Yeah, 29 of 30.
Put my life savings down on that bet.
Three touchdowns. Burrow will have.
Honey, go get the piggy bank. I'm putting down my $3.15.
Yep, and we are getting maximum Burrow,
guys. Those were our exotic prop bets, everything like that. We've talked about the Super Bowl. We talked about matchups. You've heard our predictions. Rob and I are going Bengals. Houday. I have Chris going Rams. Again, it really could go either way. This should be a good Super Bowl. I mean, I'm excited for it. Two teams that really haven't been there. Well, the Rams obviously were there 6 or 7 years ago, but Bengals haven't been to a Super Bowl since 1988, I believe, against the 49ers. So, two fresh blood teams, two fresh quarterbacks, fresh systems, everything. So, it's nice for a change to not see the Patriots, to not see the Chiefs, the Bucks. So yeah, I'm really excited for it. You guys have any final thoughts?
I hope this game isn't exactly what I think it is, which is going to be a Rams dominant. Like, I want the Bengals to win, but I'm just so worried the Rams are going to be like just better.
My brain is telling me Rams dominate. My gut is telling me Bengals because I just know how these games work out. Or not know, but I just feel it. I feel it.
Same.
I don't think the NFL would allow a blowout here. It's too. I think it's going to be closer than we think.
I don't think the NFL would allow a blowout here. Circa 2013 Seahawks Broncos Super Bowl.
Different.
That was different. Not different.
That was Peyton Manning's retirement tour.
No, it wasn't.
Very different.
That was the season he threw 55 touchdowns and he got blown out against the Seahawks. That's not different.
It was.
F is for friends who do stuff together.
U is for you.
Go lately.
And is for no survivors when you.
Yikes. Well, anyways, everyone, thanks for checking in.
Oh, Rob's signing off.
Yeah. Soon as we get into the no survivors scenario.
There you go. I can't point to you. There you go.
All right, everyone. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. We super appreciate it. We're really excited for the game, as you are. As always, I'm Rob. Below me is Chris. Next to me is Zack. And thank you for letting us entertain you tonight. Eyebrows. Got him. I guess Zack wants you to see his eyebrows.
No, they were itchy. Sorry.
Okay, got it.
Yep, you guys know where to find us. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We are on Twitch, TikTok, Spotify.
Stitcher.
We are on Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Go check out James on Rave on Sports. He is a host for South Carolina basketball right now, I believe. He will be doing South Carolina anything. Shout out Megan. You're welcome. Yeah, check us out on what else? YouTube? I think we're on YouTube. Yeah. Check us out on YouTube. We are live there right now. Hi, people. Yeah, check out all the content that we have. Check out all of our other podcasts that we've done in the past. We're going to be doing the BOTA show again coming soon after the Super Bowl. We're going to have some new YouTube segments we're going to throw out for you guys coming soon. And check out Drunk and Disorderly, a James specialty. Last week they were on Jimmy Pibbles Farms. If y'all know what Jimmy Pibbles is and you like Jimmy Pibbles, go check out Jimmy Pibbles Farm. Ranch. Excuse me, it's a ranch. Yeah. But stay soggy.
Stay elbow.
Yeet.
Is that what you're doing now, Rob? We're doing yeet.
Yeah, yeet.
Yeet.
I can tell just by the gray of your screen, Rob, that you are absolutely fucking hitting the Millie Rock right now, aren't you?
Yeet. My friends, that's what I say to you.